It's another bright, beautiful morning on Mysterious Island. The air salinity is around 23% with about 5-mile-per-hour winds. The low is going to be approximately 70 degrees Fahrenheit, so make sure to throw on your short-sleeve shirts and overalls, as it's a great day for slime ranching. Speaking of slime ranching, the market is all over the place again. The plort prices are jumping all over the place, so make sure to sell your plorts high and store them while prices are low. Also, don't forget to explore. There's tons of neat and incredible things out there on Mysterious Island. Alright, this is Sam Slim sliming off.
Oh, good morning, farm. Ah! The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. What a great day to be anywhere but here. On a floating space rock, collecting slime excrement. Gosh. Shoot. Okay. Hello. Hey, bud. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. I made it in one piece. I just woke up to take in the beautifully slimy air. Hold on. What are you talking about? There's no way it could have been that much. Like, you know. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. See, it's not that bad. Yep. Okay. Yes, that is totally fair, and I'm very appreciative of you helping me get out of this tight pinch. I just have one quick question. So, what time is lunch again? And also, does this gig come with like a steak dinner by chance? Because that would be pretty nice. Hello? Hello? Shoot. Guess we get to work then. Welcome, friends, and thank you for joining me as we enter into orbit around Slime Rancher 2, a beautiful game where we raise slimes to sell their plorts on the market and also to create cool gadgets to help, well, sell more plorts. It's a cute game focused on the simple things in life. You know, aside from giant tar slimes that you have to defend your farm from. I may have been forced against my will to come here and pay back my debts, but I'm gonna make the most of it. There's a big island to explore out there and a lot of slimes that need to be wrangled up. These slimes are gonna learn just how good a rancher this major can be. The first task of any elite rancher, such as myself, is to get your corral set up. I started with pink slimes as they will be some of the easiest to get a hold of at the current time. Their plorts don't really sell for much typically, but we will need them to craft certain items and upgrades. They also are easier to feed as they will eat just about anything. This leads us to the second thing any gold star rancher needs to be a gold star rancher, which is a garden. Gardens allow us to plant crops and have a steady supply of fruits and vegetables to feed our slimes. This way, we don't have to always go out and scavenging for specific food for our slimes. We can't fill our garden without first getting a fruit or vegetable to plant, and we can't fill our corrals without going out to get slimes to fill our corrals. So we strapped on our backpack and went out into the wilds of a mysterious island, hoping to find some slimes and some food to feed. The backpack is an incredible piece of technology and a vital tool for any rancher's arsenal. The backpack is used to suck up and store 4 stacks of 20 items. This includes slimes, food, science resources, and a nice comfortable lazy boy recliner. Okay, maybe not a lazy boy recliner, but you know, you get the picture. So we went around and started sucking up carrots, pogo fruit, pink slimes, and encountered our first variant slime. It'll be a lot better. And this is a new slime. I haven't seen this before. A bunny slime. A cotton slime. My bad. It's the cotton slime. This beautiful bunny-like slime is the first of several new slimes on this mysterious island. I quickly bagged a few to bring back to the ranch and ran into our first Largo slime as well. Largo slimes are similar to regular slimes, but they are the product of when a slime of one type eats the plort of a slime of a different type. The resulting slime is one that when it eats something, it can produce one of each type of plort. Since they are bigger though, they can't be stored in your backpack, which is why we are going to opt for making largos inside our ranch rather than bringing them back. I also found a drone carrying a message. It seemed to be some sort of log from a mysterious person wanting to come to the island. The log explained that the drones were sent to kind of scout out the area in order for them to figure out what the situation was so they could get to work. The message seemed to point out that the person remembers the rainbow fields, which I don't know if that's suggesting that this person has been here before. Maybe, I don't really know. It was an interesting message, and the grammar was way too neat to be our alien friend, so I figured I wouldn't even ask him about it. I was intrigued to find out more about it, but first we had to focus on getting a source of income, and more specifically, plorts. With my bounty of 15 pink plorts, 6 pink slimes, 17 pogo fruits, and 10 cotton slimes, I decided it was time to head back to the conservatory to sell our plorts and make a new home for our cotton slimes. I also made sure to put a pogo fruit into the garden to start feeding our slimes, because that's going to become very important here in a bit. I had just enough money to make another corral for my cotton slimes, and I realized I made a terrible mistake. You see, cotton slimes, they eat vegetables, not fruit. I don't know why I didn't realize that, especially considering they look like rabbits. Of course they would eat vegetables. So that means I have to go out, get vegetables and more plorts to even have enough money to make another garden. Of course, as I'm going back over editing this and writing the script, I realized that if I was smarter, I could have just saved some time and money by replacing the pogo fruits with the carrots, since pink slimes will eat anything, but, you know, that would be too easy. Yeah, I can't do that. As Robert Frost says, we need to take the path less traveled. I'm just really dumb. As it started to become night, I ran into more and more phosphorous slimes. They only come out at night, and if exposed to sunlight, they vanish. But their plorts are worth a lot of money. I decided against getting them, though, because then you need to spend quite a bit of money to get the solar shield, and it's also they can be protected from the sun, which I didn't really see as worth it at the time. Maybe it would have been, but I didn't see it. One issue though is that when the phosphorus slimes come out, they add another plort type into the wild. If a largo slime eats another plort that is different from its first two types, it will become a tar slime. These are aggressive slimes that attack and eat the other slimes, causing a lot of trouble and mayhem. So largos are great, but you have to keep track of what they're consuming. With my plorts and newly acquired carrots, I went ahead and made another garden. That way I don't have to keep going out into the wild to get food for my slimes. But if I want to efficiently pay back my debts, I'm gonna need a little more help. That's when I found the laboratory. This beautiful basement imagination station is exactly what I need to upgrade our gear and get new fancy tech. This will also help us get even more automation, so we don't have to spend as much time doing specific tasks by hand. We can use the fabricator to create new gear and upgrades by using the plorts and other science resources that are found around the map. We put all those necessary components into the refinery, and then boom, we just pick the tech or upgrade we want, and with a little money, it's ours. So when I came back to my farm, I noticed something really interesting. My slimes, the crafty little punks, figured out how to jump out of their corrals to get the food next to them. This was a very clear indication that I needed to get higher walls and an air net put on top of the corrals. It also meant that it was time for largo slimes. I grabbed as many pink plorts as I could, and I fed them to the cotton slimes. Of course, this also meant I needed to get higher walls so that the larger slimes couldn't escape the corrals, but I was gonna do that anyways. Of course, the slimes that were left had to be relocated. I'm just going to find a good home for them. Don't look. Seriously, you don't want to look. The other reason for creating the largos is that it opens up corrals for us to put new slimes in, like maybe tabby cats, for instance, which give us a lot of money for their plorts. An area that has kind of like an underground thing, but I've been collecting hens for a reason. So our hens are going to get us enough meat. I need to get a rooster. I need to find a rooster. But they're going to help us get meat so that we can get some tabby slimes. The tabby slimes were not super easy to find. I kept running around the map looking for them, but they're so elusive and I couldn't find any. Eventually I just ran across another drone, which this also had a very interesting message for the previous person. This introduced us to refinery links. They are handy little contraptions that help us make fewer trips. Basically, they make it so that we don't have to run all the way back to the conservatory to deposit our science resources and plorts that we want into the refinery. We can just go up to a refinery link and shoot them in, and boom, they're linked up right to our refinery. This will save us a lot of time and a lot of headaches. Thankfully, there happened to be a tabby slime really close by. These are linked up to the refinery? Interesting. Tabby cats! We did it, guys. Oh no! Obviously, one is not going to cut it. We have to find a few more. As I kept going, I got plenty of tabby slimes and a lot of their plorts to sell as well. Our quest of gathering tabby slimes was suddenly threatened by the emergence of the tar slimes. These nasty little things multiply quickly, so I sucked some of them up and shot them into the ocean. We don't want them tar slimes around here. As they started to multiply a bit, I made sure to make a speedy and tactical retreat, because I didn't want to deal with that many. Also, I didn't really have the means to deal with that many, really. I went ahead and acquainted our lovely tabby slimes with their new home and built up some extra high walls so they wouldn't be able to escape. Spoiler alert, I should have realized I needed an internet, specifically since I was dealing with slimes that look like cats. I also needed a few fewer tabby slimes, so don't look at what I'm about to do. Turn around. I said turn around! I got enough money to invest in a plort collector on the coral with my Largo slimes. This contraption collects all the plorts that are dropped in the corral and allows me to easily pull them out to sell them or use for any scientific inventions. This is a huge time saver and honestly just makes things a lot less hassle. If I wanted to continue advancing my farm, I was in the market for upgrades. The only problem was I didn't know what I needed for said upgrades. Thank God for the laboratory though. I went down and it showed me a bunch of upgrades I could get and what I would need exactly to get those upgrades. It included a lot of plorts, some resources like jellystone, and some other types of vials and things, and some of the things required blueprints, which I did not have yet. That meant, again, I needed to go out and get some plorts and figure out where I would need to find these other items, which I'm pretty sure I still don't know where they are. Before I could do that, though, I had a little issue. Remember me saying I should have gotten that air net? Well, shoot! Where are they? There was more than 3 of you in here. Where'd the others go? After corralling the tabby slimes back into their cage, I dropped off the roosters into the chicken coop and went out for plorts. Again. Gosh, this game requires so many plorts. It's almost like that's the whole point of the game. On my adventures, I ran into some water lettuce, which happens to be the cotton slime's favorite food. This is going to be really helpful, especially since I have largos, and their favorite food will give me 2 pink plorts and 2 cotton plorts. With that, I went home as quickly as I could to switch out my carrots with my water lettuce and give the tabby slimes an air net, so that their Houdini days were over. I also made sure to get rid of any fruit or vegetable that wasn't water lettuce. We're just gonna toss them over here. Hey, are you looking right now? Don't look at what I'm doing. I also finally answered my communication terminal, which apparently has been ringing all game. I got introduced to Victor, who seems like a fairly smart guy who forgot to turn on his display. Me too, pal. Me too. He also is our friend and wanted to make sure we were okay when we went to the mysterious island. Basically, he seemed to have gotten the message from an artificial intelligence that is on the island. He doesn't know why the artificial intelligence is reaching out or what it wants, but he's looking into it. Before he leaves, he also gives us a blueprint for a teleporter to our conservatory that we can put into the world. I almost forgot, take this home portal. It should make the early stages of your journey easier. I should have been talking to you sooner. I needed to upgrade my garden for the water lettuce, so I went to get some more plorts to sell for those upgrades. That's when I ran into him. The largest phosphorous slime I had ever seen. He seemed to be quite hungry, so I went ahead and dropped off my plorts, upgraded my farm, and went back to fill the slime's belly with fruit. When he exploded into a bunch of phosphorus slimes, he revealed not only some good money, but also a door that seemed to need a tabby plort to open. He also gave us some chickens and fruit, but we already had all that, so I fed it to the phosphorus slimes for plorts. Our water lettuce was finally ready, and I bought an auto feeder so that the largos would get fed consistently, and then the auto plort collector would collect their drops. Things were going great. Our farm was shaping out to be a pretty good farm. Then I got the call from Mochi Miles, our rival. She was really shocked that we forgot her and didn't bring her along for the adventure. I mean, if you really want to join me on my adventure to being debt-free be my guess, but whatever. It was clear, though, that Mochi was in it for her own gain, as she already was scouting out the potential resources on the island that she could also take advantage of. We're gonna have to keep an eye on her. We opened up the tabby plort door, which just gave us a tank liner, that we won't be able to make quite yet. I guess it will come in handy? I don't really know, but we'll see. We have a great start here, and I'm sure that our extraterrestrial green friend will be very happy with our progress so far. Maybe even so happy he will cut a couple $1,000s off my debt? Yeah, I know, it's wishful thinking. But at the rate we're going, we'll be out of debt in no time. Oh, shoot, that's my phone. 1 second. Hello? Wait, what? What do you mean you got a bill for property damage? Wait. Our slimes got loose and destroyed some neighbor's property? Wait, how did you hear about that? Another $3,000 added to my debt? Oh, darn it!